This message is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or any other Virgo placement that might be prominent in your chart. This is not going to resonate for everybody, but what I am getting is some of you have a history with somebody. For some of you, you could be like, you could have gotten married and had kids with this person. For others of you, you could have just known each other for a long time, maybe even grew up together. There's some energy of like, a very long history with some kind of partnership, and it feels like, I want to say, maybe, it's hard to say. It's like, I feel like maybe neither party really has been getting along for a while. For some of you, this could be the story about like somebody you're involved with, and like if you know they're married or have like a spouse or somebody that they like if they have a parent somebody that they're co-parenting with, maybe this is their story. But it does feel like it's like there's some energy of like neither of these people seem to communicate very well. It feels like there's not a ton of love in this union anymore. And it feels like the masculine in particular, I want to say, is like not been the kindest. This is somebody who is maybe has maybe been very withholding of his affection, and it's like there's some energy of like there just hasn't been like a lot of reciprocity for like a very long time. If anything, I feel like maybe the feminine energy was trying to make it work a little bit more than the masculine had been. It feels like the man involved was maybe not on the most emotionally mature side, maybe gotten his feelings very easily, and maybe also, again, like, would just emotionally withhold. Maybe even financially withhold. There's some controlling energy from the man in particular. I know you're supposed to say masculine and feminine, like, especially if you're a gay couple resonating with this, like, by all means, but forgive me if I say man and woman. So that's like the background, right? Right now I feel like the energy currently is like somebody is feeling very overlooked, feeling very defeated. Particularly, there's like a few different ways I could look at this. This feels like maybe somebody is feeling like it's like they're. I want to say so. One thing that I'm seeing is the woman involved in particular is like over it, ready to like be single, ready to take her power back. Um, and she's like over not being treated right. And maybe they don't treat each other right. I don't want to say that like one person is more guilty than the other, like, but it does feel like there is a very manipulative energy coming from this husband, father figure, or whoever this is in particular. There also is maybe somebody else in the picture. It's either like the woman is like deciding she wants to be single and put herself out there and see what the dating market is like. It could also be that like the man has already started seeing somebody else. Maybe there's a mutual agreement involved. There's just some energy of like there's like some energy of like not wanting to entirely move on from each other just yet, potentially for financial reasons. Maybe it would be too messy to like divide assets, for example. there's something like that going on where it's like there might be like some sort of mutual agreement of like let's just see other people but like stay married on paper. That's also potentially something that's happening. Again, I know this does not resonate for every Virgo. Like obviously not every reading is for everybody, but um and like I also want to say that like as I was shuffling at the bottom of the deck every time was like really good cards, but this tends to happen where like the very end result at the very bottom of the deck is like really good, but then like the immediate future is like kind of insane. So just to like give you a little bit of hope, because I know this is like kind of a shitty feeling reading so far. The bottom of the deck is Ten of Cups. I want to say like Ten of Pentacles also came out as one of the bottom cards when I was shuffling. Um, but right now I feel like there's some energy of like somebody doesn't feel like they're getting enough attention. It could be both people, but the woman, the wife, whoever this is in particular, is kind of over it and kind of deciding like I feel like there's some woman in particular who's like, I'm hot and I'm over this and I'm ready to like move forward. There is also an energy of like two people are trying to make it work for the sake of financial reasons. Maybe they even share a business, like they could be in business together. They might have a family business, or they might just, again, have a lot of assets, but it's hard for them to agree on much at all. Like, it could be hard for them to communicate. Like, there's something. So it's like, if this isn't your story, this could also be the story of someone that you're involved with or maybe about to be involved with. That's like another translation. If you made it this far into the reading, maybe I should have prefaced that earlier on in the reading by saying like this could also be somebody that you're about to be involved with, but it could be. It could be like you might be about to meet somebody who's currently going through this. That's like another potential outcome. But regardless, whoever's story this is, I feel like the near future is. I want to say that right now, I don't think the man necessarily realizes that the woman has like one foot out the door, but I feel like he's about to, and he's like about to be very on edge for um, potentially realizing too little too late that there's Um, yeah, a potential ending on the way. I feel like this woman in particular has tried her best to make it work more. I mean, at least more than the man has, and it's almost like he might come in at the last inning. I don't know baseball terms. I don't know why I said it like that. Maybe this is somebody who really loves baseball, but it does feel like he is about to like again I'm like tempted to be like slide into home base or something. I'm like trying to say word like this is maybe somebody who's into baseball. I never use terms like that, but it was gonna be like slide in the last um round inning. I don't know. I literally don't know terms like that. I don't know why I'm saying that, but you get what I mean. Somebody is trying to come in like right at the very tail end of like the clock running out, and suddenly not wanting to like completely let this go. Again, hard to say whether it's because of financial reasons or not, but it could be. It's like somebody might be he might be attempting to be a little bit more agreeable towards the end. Um, Mostly because even if he's an asshole, he doesn't necessarily want it to end. He also might not want to. Again, it might be there might be like more financial incentive to keep this marriage intact if that's what it is. This is I also want to say this could have been particularly difficult since June as well. There's something that there could have been a turning point in June where like the woman was like, fuck it, like I'm over this, and like it feels like by October it might be like there might be some like finality coming. It also feels like even if uh, these two people do try to work it out on some level, he is not going to be fair. It's not like he's suddenly, he will attempt to like make some sort of gesture, but I don't think it's enough, and I don't know that it's like going to be, I don't see it being like, I don't see him suddenly changing overnight or suddenly having like a better, um, attitude. You know, like, I don't know that he, like, becomes this new person that you want him to be or whatever magically overnight. If there's a child involved, um, this child might be miserable too, like, especially if the kid is starting to get older. There's some energy about that where it's like the kid is on edge. It's also, again, if there is a child involved too, part of the issue here is that he doesn't want to lose the kid. So that might be part of the incentive as well. It might be like, oh wait, I don't want to lose access to my child, or like, even if it's not traditional custody, it's like he might just still want to be able to see his kid every day. That could also be what that is. So it's like, if there is a divorce on the way, it could get kind of messy. Again, it's like, if this is not your direct story, this could be the story of somebody that you're either involved with or about to be involved with. This could be kind of what they're in the process of going through right now. Again, I have to reiterate that, like, there is a Ten of Cups at the end of the rainbow. Like, there is going to be a very happy outcome later down the line. Particularly after, I want to say, like, things might be kind of topsy-turvy through, like, February. I want to say, like, after February, things could come to a much better conclusion. But it's like, if this is your story and you've kind of been dealing with this for a while, um, it feels like the next few months could be more of this. It could be like kind of intense from now until the beginning of next year. After which, I do see things getting a lot better. Um, but just know that, like, it's almost like there's some sort of growing pains that have to happen in order to get to that next step, or in order to get to that happy outcome, because it's just like, it feels like it's long overdue. It feels like maybe these two have, like, tried everything that they could in their power, and, like, there's been a lot of resistance for various reasons. A lot of those reasons being, like, to preserve something that was built over time, or I don't know, it's like, but it doesn't feel like it works in the long run, and it feels like there will be a happier solution later down the line. I do think, I think Saturn is about to return into Pisces, and then I think it finally exits Pisces around February as well. So this, again, it's like a lot of the readings seem to sort of have that dynamic in it, where it's like this is like the last leg of a very long, I don't want to say race, marathon. Again, why am I trying to use sports terms? Obviously, there's somebody involved in this that loves sports. I like how I'm like, obviously, like, as if that's, like, is that obvious? I don't know. But, I can't remember. I haven't, like, really looked into it in a while, but I want to say Saturn was in Pisces since, like, 2011 or something crazy. Like, this is, like, a very long time. If I'm not mistaken, I should probably go look that up and double check, but it's like we had a little taste of, like, Saturn going into Aries for the last few months, and then it's about to backtrack into Pisces for one last little leg. So it's like, maybe this is the story of somebody who's, like, been in a marriage like this for this long, or like, or if it's not a traditional marriage, maybe there's a relationship or some sort of partnership for this amount of time. And again, if this is not your story, it doesn't mean that it's not necessarily, I mean, maybe it's not your story, like straight up, maybe this is like just not your reading today, but it could also be like this could be so, like there could be something about this that will make sense later. If you meet somebody and they are married or they're going through a divorce, this might be sort of what they've been kind of dealing with. Oh, gosh, you guys, I hope that resonates. I don't know if I articulated that well enough, but, um, if it did, feel free to share, like, subscribe, do all the things. You can always book a reading at lunarprophet.com. Oh, I think I made them half off for Labor Day weekend, so if you're in the mood for a real long version of this shitty reading, again, I do read the whole deck usually for, like, personal readings especially, so we would get, the final outcome of the Ten of Cups. That's something that we would, like, get more into detail in a personal. Anyway, whatever. Either way, uh, I think you'll be fine. I think it will be alright in the long run, but just know this is sort of the vibe for the next, several months potentially, and this is sort of what is kind of transpiring at the moment. Maybe there will be more details to come in the near future, but until then, good luck, Virgo.